Howdy, everybody. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, 2026. The time is 5:30 p.m. We're here for the regular session of the Coppell City Council meeting. We do have a quorum present, so I'm calling the meeting to order. We will be convening into executive session in the first floor conference room. After that, I'll come back out and announce the work session is open, at which time the public is invited and encouraged to join us. Thank you. Reminder, Council members Smith and Hill are not here tonight. I don't know exactly where Councilmember Hill is. Councilmember Hinojosa is on the water settlement, and I'm sure he's someplace more fun than that. Okay, item number A is discussion regarding the agenda items. Does anybody have any questions on any of the agenda? Yes, sir.
I think I got C answered, so D on the Woven Health Clinic. So we're extending the date, but are we still within all the date? I couldn't remember what all the dates were that we had to have, or they had to have everything expended by and everything, so this is all.
Yes, December of 2026, December 31st of 2026 is the drop dead for everything.
So, but their contract originally ended at the end of 24?
Correct.
And so we're just needing to
yes,
extend
to
it.
give them an opportunity to spend the remainder of what they have allocated.
Just out of curiosity, did they, I guess, were they not, I guess it's been a while since the end of their contract. Were they just not aware of?
So they've gone through some transition there,
Okay.
and then we ended up with some communication challenges back and forth, and so that brings us to today.
Okay, but the extension just goes back to, clause back to December 31st, 24, and extends it out to the end of this year.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Ms. Leach had come to you and said, call for projects again and again, and we spent by sort of papering it, so when they did the audit, they'll spent their money or turned it back.
But but the expiration to reallocate that ended a year or two ago, right?
Yes, so reallocation is not an option for us.
So just
Our
return
option really at this point
was
is
the-
just to
okay.
allow them more time to expend what has been designated to them.
Okay, all right, I just wanted to make sure, not clear about the dates.
Sure.
Thanks.
Any other agenda items? So the only agenda item I have is going to be about the Mayor Pro Tem, so we'll get to that one in a moment. Item B is regarding One Coppell. Mattia. Okay,
Hey, well, good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Mattia Messmer, the Director of Employee Experience here at the city, and I am grateful to have a few minutes to share an update with you on One Coppell. One Coppell is a community connection initiative. It invites Coppell residents and staff and businesses to participate in a more connected community through activities and events that focus on getting to know your neighbors, on celebrating our neighbors' unique stories and traditions, and having meaningful conversations. So our quick agenda, is to go over One Coppell's objectives, to reflect on how One Coppell is connected to and supportive of Vision 2040, and to provide you with an update on the 5-year rollout plan, and then invite you to continue your role in making One Coppell really meaningful to the community. So let's start with objectives. One Coppell's objectives are to curate immersive learning experiences, those that kind of transcend boundaries and forge deeper connections among the community and staff. By fostering meaningful connections, we aim to nurture a more tightly knit community where neighbors know their neighbors, all while encouraging active engagement in the rich tapestry of Coppell's offerings. So Vision 2040, One Coppell supports Vision 2040 specifically in pillars 1 and 2. Your top 11 priorities, now 14 priorities, for the coming year include encouraging residents to connect with one another to create a cohesive community. And One Coppell will be this encouragement, creating opportunities for connection. Our 5-year rollout plan, we kind of assigned themes to the 5-year rollout plan. So 2024 was our first year, and that was setting the foundation. 2025, last year, was brand building. 2026, this year, is strengthening. And then 27 and 28 are sustaining and refining One Coppell. So we are definitely digging into details for each one and connect you to what has been done, what's being done now, and our future. So setting the foundation, year one. This was when we presented to you guys initially, developed some initial programmatic concepts. We brought on a partner to coordinate and design our One Coppell brand style guide, the logo, even our tagline, our brand pattern. All of that was created during the setting the foundation phase. Then road shows were hosted. Some of you attended, which we're so grateful. That's when we started really sharing with the organization and the community about One Coppell. So that was with the Assistance League, community builders, the City of Coppell leadership team, the Community Experiences leadership team, our City of Coppell staff, and One Coppell Connectors, which were formerly Allies Ambassadors. Year 2 in brand building, last year we partnered with Project Unity. So thank you, Mayor, again for introducing us to Project Unity. And we hosted Together We Dine events where community members connected around a meal for meaningful conversations. We established the advisory group, which is recognizing that need for some ongoing feedback and advice in real time related to some programmatic efforts. And I do have a handout for you about the One Coppell advisory group. Tracy, do you want to one of these? These are the members of the advisory group. They're made up of youth members, adult resident members, and 2 staff members. And then we also dug into some talking points. So we're grateful for the feedback provided by Mayor Mays along the way. And based on his feedback, we developed talking points for the mayor and city council as you engage the community. So we have updated those talking points for you because of how far we've come. Those have been updated. So we have a handout for you on that as well. Then we partnered with CK Creative and began work on an external website design, a materials design, incorporating all that brand guide information from the first year. So where are we today? This is year 3, 2026. In the first and second quarters, you can see that we dug into a youth Together We Dine for the first time. We hosted our One Coppell mini conference with Kaleidoscope on March 7th. Then we are rolling out Practicing Gratitude. Actually, it starts on Thursday of this week. And we'll be launching our standalone website, which you get a little sneak peek here at the dashboard of that website. We're pretty excited about what's happened in Q1 and what's happening in Q2. Now let's look at quarters 3 and 4 of this year. We'll continue our Together We Dine experiences. We're adding a youth learning experience. We have learned a ton about how engaged our youth are here in the community, how important One Coppell is, neighbors becoming community. And we're also excited to launch our library toolkit. So we are actually going to bring those activities to you and give you an opportunity to complete those activities. Now they are designated for 5-year-olds to 18-year-olds, so we'll let you choose which group you want to be in. The elementary schoolers, the middle schoolers, or the high schoolers. And then in Q4, we will host it Together We Dine and slow things down a bit just because of the timing, the holiday season, wrapping up the calendar year. Years 4 and 5. Year 4 will go into sustainability, so continue those community conversations, really building scaffolding in year 4, and then refining our effort and evaluating this effort in year 5. So council's role. We ask you for your participation and your communication. So share about One Coppell with your neighbors and enjoy the meaningful conversations that follow when you talk through One Coppell with your neighbors. You already create so many meaningful connections from the nature of your role. Add One Coppell to those meaningful connections. What questions can I answer for you?
So I have one correction.
Oh, yes, please.
It was the Mayor Pro Tem and I that met with Project Unity and brought them back.
Oh, good.
So-
All right.
I don't remember where it was, but we were off at some North Dallas
near
Chamber
downtown.
event and met Project Unity. So
Very good.
Don was equally at fault there.
We'll give you credit.
But thank you, Ramesh.
Thank you, Mayor. Matia, thank you for the presentation. I'm a huge supporter of One Coppell. I love what you have done so far. My only complaint is it's the same 100 people that keep showing up. How do we 10x the attendance? Please come back to us with ideas on what we can do to help you increase this tenfold, 100-fold.
We will.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Yeah, we would love to see a 10x.
Yeah.
What a great goal. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. How many meetings have we had in these groups?
That is a great question. I'll let you know in total. I may follow up with you on
Okay.
some marketing ideas in addition to that, the total number of meetings.
So you said this year is the strengthening year, and how many meetings are we expecting to conduct?
Let me go back to, let's see. Actually, I do have some participant numbers. I can go back to that and give you a plan for this year too. So we've had 5 Together We Dines, the total of about 219 people. We did those 6 road shows, about 100 people total. Those were designed to be smaller groups. And then the mini conference, we had about 113 attendees for that mini conference. Now, for this year, we're hosting the 4 Together We Dine, so 1 each quarter. And then 2 learning opportunities, 1 for adults, 1 for youth. And then we hosted the mini conference, which was in March. So those are the totals.
I know we provide lunch or some kind of food there. As a city sponsoring that, or the other company sponsoring that?
The city is.
Okay.
Together We Dine, I thought they sponsor it. No, cities.
City sponsors the food. Together We Dine provides the facilitation.
Okay.
What's the budget for that, providing food?
Well, I have actually total budget information. I can give you the details on each Together We Dine event and what the budget is there.
What's the total budget?
Total budget, so far, our total spend, is $99,509.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
My recommendation, when you have this website built, please do include an FAQ. So if residents are wondering why the city is spending this money, I think we should have an FAQ that says, here is the long-term benefit of investing in building relationships. Thank you.
Any other questions?
One more question. Is this information published in our website, the name of the people who is on the board?
It is not currently.
It's not.
So did the interfaith worship group, or interfaith group, they were an offshoot of the predecessor of One Coppell?
I like
Is there-
Coppell.
Huh? Allied-
Alliance in the community.
No, many of them are from Alliance in Coppell, but I don't know if it was an offshoot of that.
There was originally 3 different groups that were sort of, and so it loosely is rooted in the allies and community. So is their participation included in this?
It is not. Now, the Coppell Interfaith Group exists as a standalone, and they are eager to explore 501c3 status and become a nonprofit kind of service organization within the community. So they really have launched out of the Coppell Allyship Education Initiative and become their own group. Yeah, it's been great.
And I think that's a wonderful example about how the program will have unintended consequences. So, you know, didn't never have any expectation that that group would form and become its own entity, so. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Well
very much.
done.
Thank you.
All right, item C is a discussion regarding the mayor pro tem, if you will pass those down the row. Yes, sir. I did a lot of work on this. I took last year's copy, I moved Don to the bottom and moved Jim up one, so that was the extent of my effort.
Do we have one more copy?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
We have lots of copies.
I kept it.
Thank you.
So just to remember, this is not our selection of the mayor pro tem is not a rule, it's just a policy that we followed for some number of years. Jim would be the next person up on the list. I just wanted to make sure he's aware, you know, we do have a legislative session coming in next year.
Yeah, I told Mike I'm not gonna be able to do any of that, so.
You're not?
No, I'm not going down there. There's no way. So I mean, if I can, you know, I will, but yeah, I'm not, I've got way too much going on. to go mess with all those monkeys, but that's a completely different issue.
We may have you appoint a mayor pro tem in reserve or something.
The mayor pro tem elect.
Deputy.
Deputy Mayor Pro Tem.
No, I like the elect. I think it's more.
I don't know if you have been elected yet.
No.
He's still the mayor pro tem.
Oh, I know. No, he believed me. He tried to run me over in the parking lot. Yeah.
So, I was gonna use this list as a selling point to you, but I guess that's useless. We've got at least 5 items that will be on our watch list for the upcoming 90th, and that includes the special district in Old Town, the use of e-bikes, and the proverbial sales tax. We never know where that one's gonna rise. Then we have our standard road maintenance tax that we will bring forth again, and then the other one is,
The dedicated sales tax?
well, it's reauthorizing the election sequence on it.
Trying to get it to,
Right.
what, 10 years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to a 10-year period.
We can do it this year.
Yeah, well, hopefully this time we can get
We're
it
so
through.
close.
We got close last year. And then the last one, and the sales tax and the last one, the property tax, are always up to the legislature, so we probably will go down for those as well. Okay, anyway, anybody have any comments, concerns?
You up for it, sir?
Sure, yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I'd be honored to serve in any capacity, however deficient my service might be.
Except going to Austin.
Well, yeah, you know,
No, you don't have to leave.
I will step in for Jim when he's not available.
yeah.
Well, actually, the way that it works is if the mayor pro tem is not available, I call whoever I think may be available and plead. So if you want to be first on that list, just let me know.
I'll be glad to. I'll get on-the-job training.
There you go. I think the first time Kevin went down was kind of eye-opening for him.
That was fun. I had a great
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't say a word, but I just sat there and failed looking pretty,
You go
so.
down for a meeting at a location at a time and find out they moved it to the next day,
Oh, really?
but they won't tell you the location, because they need to show up.
And sometimes not the time.
And not the time, yeah. So you
Okay,
just go
so
check out.
we will need a motion
It's horrible.
to move that one forward, and that is on the agenda toward the end of the meeting.
Mayor Pro Tem, are you strong enough to make that motion? Are you okay?
I'm okay doing it.
Your
The whole thing.
courage, sir.
He's sad.
Your courage.
I thought it was on the consent for some reason.
Hey, can I have a comment?
No,
You did a great job during the meeting, Don.
What's that again?
You did a great job during the meeting. I mean that seriously. You did a very fine job as MPT.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
I actually objected to you calling me counselor. That felt weird. I don't know.
all right,
Any matter?
item D is a presentation regarding the 5-year forecast. Sherry and Justin.
The tax.
You don't look like
I thought it was
Justin.
the consent. It's actually the consent. Number 12. I saw that wrong. It's the next page, isn't it?
Sherry and Justin.
I saw it wrong. I thought it was part of the consent.
Okay, well, good evening, Mayor and Council, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to you tonight and introduce to you the fiscal year 26 to 2030 5-year forecast. Tonight's presentation requires no action. It's simply intended to provide insight and a high-level overview into the city's long-term financial planning process and extensive collaboration that happens every single year across the organization before the annual budget is developed. The 5-year forecast serves as an internal planning tool that helps staff evaluate long-term financial sustainability, identify trends, and develop strategies to ultimately guide budget development. The forecast is built on assumptions related to revenues, expenditures, and infrastructure needs, service demands, legislation, and economic conditions. Its purpose really is to identify future gaps early, for example, the Austin gap, so that the organization can proactively evaluate priorities and operational impacts, also efficiencies and funding strategies to arrive at a balanced budget by the time the budget is adopted. This work directly supports the mayor and council's goals around financial stewardship and sustainability and reflects the collaborative efforts of the city's leadership team, assistant directors, and support of staff across the city, and is facilitated every year by our strategic financial engagement department. That commitment to long-term planning was also recognized this year when the city received the GFOA Distinguished Budget Presentation Award and with a special recognition for long-range operation financial plans. The award highlights the organization's continued focus on thoughtful, strategic financial planning. So to allow the presentation to be shared in its entirety before discussion, we respectfully ask that questions will be held until the end. And please feel free to note any questions you have along the way, and we will be happy to address them at the end. With that, I will turn it over to Assistant Director of Employee Experience, Justin Vaughn, and the Assistant Director of Community Experiences, Sherry Belmont. Thank you.
Excuse me. Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Justin Vaughn. I am the Assistant Director of the Employee Experience Department. Myself, along with Ms. Belmont, will walk you through our experience tonight with the Assistant Director Team Retreat in an effort to highlight the thinking work that was done internally by our team, inclusive of the Assistant Directors and the Strategic Financial Engagement Group, as we work to address the future needs of our community in the face of current challenges before us. Our team of Assistant Directors has been coming together for the last several years around the 5-year forecast, and we're uniquely suited to facilitate this portion of the process based on the expertise in our operational areas and the close proximity to the day-to-day work our teams perform. We'll take you on a journey from our starting point and through 3 phases of thinking around identifying solutions to begin to close the Austin gap. I'll advance the slide. So really quickly, here's an agenda for our time together this evening. So we'll run through the 5-year forecast timeline. We'll talk about the AD, Assistant Directors Retreat, which I mentioned. This will be phase 1 of the 3 phases that I was mentioning earlier. Then we'll have Ms. Belmont come up, talk through phase 2 and 3, quick glance at future years, potential solutions for long-term sustainability, and then we'll have that question and answer period. But just very quickly on the timeline, so the Assistant Directors and SFE team started meeting on this back in October, so we've been working on this for about 7 months in total. Had our kickoff meetings, our requests from departments to come in for the 5-year forecast, had our AD retreat, a 2-day retreat, and then that brings us to the presentation with you tonight. So the team retreat that we hold every year is a 2-day session that allows every department to present their major operational initiatives and requests that were submitted through the process. This is a strategic look on how we as a team can come together and work to solve this challenge. We do this through collaboration with one another on strategies that help us achieve our desired end result of providing top-notch levels of service while planfully considering our financial constraints. As part of this process, we discuss each request that was submitted, and then we prioritize each department's request as a team. We have adopted this process as a major work system for our team, and we continue to get better. Our decision-making and our thinking grows every year based on the discussions and conversations we have in that room. And it's really, to me, indicative of our culture at work. It's a practice in collaboration across all the departments, allowing us to lead from a place of strength with the goal of creating agility we need to take on the Austin gap. So very quickly, this is a recap of how we started that day, that first day in the AD retreat. And so, as you can see, we had 41 requests just for fiscal year 27. Those 41 requests totaled about $3.1 million in expenditures. So if you look at the graph below, you see our anticipated expenditures with anticipated revenues. We started, before the requests were even part of the conversation, we had a $1.2 million shortfall. Adding the requests on grew that gap to about $4.4 million at the beginning of our time together. So for day 1 of our retreat, essentially what we did was went through department presentations, and departments were able to present their fiscal year 27 projected operational budgets. They highlighted key initiatives and priorities to our whole team, and kind of got an opportunity to explain those and work through those. We then had some strategic outlook discussions and basically engaged in discussions related to major trends, challenges, and opportunities that are impacting our operations, like things like inflation and things like that are impacting how we make decisions. And then we took the opportunity to review each of those 41 requests for fiscal year 27 and future years, actually, and allowed each department to talk through those requests and what they mean and why they felt they were important. We took a break and came back for day 2 because that was a long day, and took the opportunity to review those requests one more time and then go through a prioritization of those requests. And so essentially that's putting those quick requests to a vote, ranking high, medium, low. We also did a review and had a discussion of our fiscal year 27 capital requests. These are not inclusive of the general fund, which is what we're mainly focusing on. But what this allowed us to do is highlight the importance of managing organizational capacity through a systems thinking approach, which helps us increase the visibility of citywide projects outside of the general fund. It also emphasized how strategic use of special revenue funds can potentially alleviate pressure on the general fund. As we wrapped up the day, we had a conversation and brainstorming around alternative funding sources, as well as discussing different revenue strategies we might be able to use to close the Austin gap. So at the end of that two-day retreat, the work that was done by the assistant director team narrowed down that list from 41 initial requests down to 28. We identified 13 requests that would be able to shift to alternative approaches for funding. And basically the work that we did that day took our initial gap, if you will, down by about $1 million. And so we were able to work through and bring that gap closer together. And so now I'll turn it over to Sherry, and she'll talk through phase 2 and 3 and the rest of the presentation.
Thank you, Justin. All right, so moving on from phase 1 to phase 2, the assistant directors identified several alternative funding sources to offset costs originally slated for the general fund. So as a team, we identified alternative funding sources that reduced the general fund request by about $940,000, and then we achieved an additional $770,000 in savings by leveraging current year funds and rescheduling some specific projects for future years. So the items that have been reassigned to the alternative funding sources, they do qualify and are approved sources by the SFE team. So those alternative funding sources include Vision 2040 funding, strategic reserve funding, special revenue, and bond funding. So by leveraging these alternatives, we achieved a reduction of over $1 million from that original submission that Justin spoke about. And then this phase 2 strategic shift has significantly narrowed our initial budget shortfall down to $2.7 million. So to address our current fiscal objectives, in phase 3, we have implemented a series of strategic adjustments designed to stabilize our long-term financial health. These measures included targeted reductions in infrastructure and equipment investments, alongside the utilization of prior year interest earnings to offset specific fund requirements. Furthermore, by strategically leveraging our self-funded insurance reserves, we have successfully realized over $2.2 million in total adjustments. So the lines shown on the graph in green showcase the estimated amounts we were able to reduce within each phase. So these proactive approaches have effectively mitigated our budgetary pressure and successfully reduced the budget projected shortfall down to $483,000. This chart provides a high-level overview of our 5-year projections, integrating our operations with forecasted requests against anticipated revenues and tax rate scenarios, which in turn creates that Austin gap. Future year requests and totals for fiscal years 28 through 30 are shown on the graph as originally submitted prior to the AD review we're talking about. So the projected expenses are shown on the graph in red, anticipated revenue is shown in blue, and that Austin gap is shown in yellow. The projected gaps in future years are primarily driven by the year-over-year increases in salary and benefits, the rising operational costs, and the inclusion of new department requests each year. This graph highlights the effectiveness of the assistant director team, with the current fiscal year showing almost no gap, and the strategic phases we presented today significantly narrowing that shortfall for fiscal year 2027. As demonstrated, these proactive measures represent a significant effort to bridge the fiscal gap and reduce that projected shortfall. As Justin talked about previously, on day 2, our revenue brainstorming highlighted 4 major themes that could guide us into bridging that Austin gap. So cost recovery, ensuring that our services are fiscally sustainable and stop subsidizing some of the services that may not be necessary anymore. Strategic partnerships, tapping into public and private resources to share the load of the cost. Fee evaluation, restructuring our fees to better reflect the value provided. SME is actually beginning to work towards this by bringing on our revenue consultant. And then the value balance, so finding that sweet spot between community benefit and the actual cost. So shown here are the expenses and revenue strategies developed during last year's forecast and budget process that are currently being used to close the Austin gap. We do remain committed to continuing these strategies into our future planning. Our methodology centers on organizational adaptability, specifically through the strategic reorganization of roles as vacancies occur. We are further enhancing efficiency by leveraging technology solutions to manage those routine administrative tasks. We're renegotiating vendor contracts and phasing out programs that bring limited value. All of these are strategies that help with the expenditures. By sustaining these practices, we ensure a consistent, value-driven stewardship that prioritizes high-impact services for our residents. To complement our cost savings measures, we are pursuing proactive revenue strategies centered on a consultant-led review of all existing revenue streams. So this comprehensive audit focuses on evaluating the cost recovery of our current services and identifying opportunities for new fee structures to ensure our fiscal model remains sustainable. As I said earlier, we've already hired a consultant and the work has begun to evaluate the cost recovery and the potential of new fees. We're also maintaining a conservative approach that any revenue generated from interest income or sales tax that exceeds the budgeted projections is strictly earmarked for those one-time costs. By following these revenue strategies, this will help protect the long-term financial health of our city. To ensure that long-term financial sustainability, we plan to continue with our high-level strategy. So workforce planning, which is evaluating salaries and benefits to help with the Austin gap that was presented during our 5-year forecast. Sponsorship and revenue expansion, leveraging sponsorships and new revenue sources. Cost management, optimizing our investments and operational spending. And then we've also identified the creation of 2 new capital replacement funds. One for public safety equipment, such as radios and AEDs, and then one for the small equipment that's not included in other funds, such as trailers, water meters, and traffic control operations. You will see these items presented as part of the budget process, and we are recommending this for the use of the one-time dollars. So building on Justin's point, the assistant director team worked diligently to close the gap through a systems thinking approach based on financial stewardship in a highly collaborative process. All of these requests were submitted by our departments and are tied to a service within our community. And by inviting that open dialogue and analyzing various scenarios together, the team reached a unified understanding to develop these collective solutions. So we appreciate the guidance and support as we've worked through this process. No action is required at this time, but the team, Justin, myself, and the SFE team is here to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, Ramesh had a question.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Sherry and Justin. Can you please go back to that slide where you had all the numbers? Yeah, this one. A couple of questions. Your anticipated operational expenditure, is that the same as current fiscal year? That 80,160,000?
Jessica?
It's not.
Okay.
It's gonna be the anticipated expenditures for fiscal year 27.
And this is based on the previous year? How did you get to this number?
It's compiling of essentially a salary and benefits like a 5%. It's also gonna be just a lot of the maintenance items, so reoccurring operations. And so it's usually based on contracts that are increasing, things that are reoccurring and operational, so an increase to that.
Okay, so an anticipated expenditure.
Correct.
The revenue number, the sales tax, are you using it at 50% realization or 60%? What's the ratio that you're using?
We are, in the revenues, we are budgeting we've been budgeting as if the rules in effect, and I believe it's about the 50.
It's about at the 55, and then we
45%.
have been doing a 5% increase each year.
Okay. That's all for me. Thank you.
So could you go to the next slide for me, please? So when I look at this, I understand the 25, 26, the bottom slide, and the 26, 27, but then I'm seeing a big jump in expenditures in 27, 28, which then stays pretty consistent from a inflation rate for the next 3 years. Why that big jump from 26, 27 to 27, 28?
So all of those future years, these are requests prior to the assistant director phases that we went through, so the exercise that we went through. Those are not projected in those future years. And the reason for that is because some of the strategies we're currently using may not be available in future years, so we don't want to project that for those future years if they're not available.
Okay. I think that's going to lead into one of my other questions. You made a comment about revenue strategies to cover the Austin gap. Is there anything specific on new revenue stream? I mean, you talked about fees and other service adjustments. Was there anything else that you were looking at?
Yeah, so some specific things we were talking about with revenue strategies. I'm just gonna bring back my specifics for our notes. Sorry, I was trying to bring up exactly what we were doing from there. Was different fees considering, like rental fees, we could adjust those differently, and that's what that revenue consultant will help us with. So rental fees, certain services that may have different fees that we're not currently charging for, we could charge for, really evaluating all of our services to the community that may have a fee associated can help with that.
Okay. And my last one, you made a comment about alternative bond funding. I thought we were pretty fixed on how we fund the repayment of our bonds. Is that a misunderstanding on my part?
I heard it as fund balance, 2 new fund balances. The last but one slide, please. So you're creating 2 new fund balances, correct?
On the replacement funds.
Replacement
Yeah,
funds.
but it was, there was a comment about bond.
I heard what you heard.
The strategic, can I revert to?
It was a previous
Yes.
slide. No, after this one. I think it was number 4 there. Nope, that was value. I don't remember, it was in there somewhere, you were talking about,
I think that's when we were talking about the special revenue funds and bonds as an alternative funding source.
yes.
Yes, okay.
Earlier in the presentation.
Got it, okay. Yes, that's what we were talking about, because I think I may revert to Kim on the specifics of that. I have specific dollars, but you may be able to explain that a little better.
So as I understand it, when they're talking about special revenue funds and bond funds, they've identified if there is a special revenue fund that we can use to pay for some of the requests rather than the general fund. For example, could something be paid out of child safety? Because we have that special revenue fund. Could something be paid out of E911? So those special revenue funds, was there something that they were asking for that could be paid there? And then also looking at some of the bond funds, if there's any money that's left over, for example, for a street project, if there's any money left over for that, we issue bonds for a street and we finish that street, if there's money left over, we can use it on other street projects. And so that's what that's just an example. So if there was something sidewalk related, if there was a bond issued, we could then use the remaining proceeds to do a different project.
Okay, thank you. Bijou?
Did you have your hands up?
I did. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
No, you go, he did first.
my peripheral vision doesn't go behind me, so sorry about
Just hanging
that.
over here. The slide where you illustrated the Austin gap, right there, the mayor kind of touched on it, but I was gonna ask, the gap with it being larger, is that reflective of some of the projects that were delayed? As part of the evaluating the projects, is that reflected in that graph, or is this just, it hasn't been touched yet, just because we haven't gotten to that year yet? Does that make sense what I'm
Yes,
asking?
it does. So one of the projects specifically, yes, is reflected in that paragraph.
Okay,
We
and-
deferred to future years.
Okay, and is that in 27, 28, or was it just kind of like spread out throughout? And if, that might be a,
Fiscal year 28.
got it, okay,
Yep.
excellent. Yeah, that was the only one question.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for the presentation. Could you please go back to the slide with the 41 requests?
This one, or?
Yeah, that's fine. You had some numbers, I think.
It's the first one you
The very first, oh,
Yeah,
this
right
one, this
here.
one.
Okay, yeah. Before I ask question from this slide, I wanted to ask you, you said you already hired the consultant, right? To
Yes.
evaluate the
Strategic
fees?
financial engagement. is another-
When was the last time we hired a consultant to evaluate the fees?
I'll defer to.
It would have been y'all.
Oh, it would have been us specifically. So, back when we were Parks and Recreation, we did a fee evaluation and consultant back in 2011. But that was just specifically to Parks and Recreation fees, not citywide fees.
Is that when we also did the core fees?
No, core fees were done differently. So we would have done a piece of the core in that evaluation in 2011, but the core change of fees happened around 2017. We did another evaluation.
When did we make the decision not to proceed with cash? I know there was a,
So that was done in 2020 into 21, and that was addressed by the consultant that is hired through SFE. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
Correct. It was
Yes.
when McCard came and did
Yes.
an analysis of the city after we had the EFT fraud. So that was one of the recommendations. We had them, when they came and looked at that, they looked at a lot of our processes, and one of the recommendations was to not take cash in the city.
right, so during that time, they also looked at the fees, right?
No, that was not McCard did not look at our fees. They were looking at internal controls.
Okay,
So they were not looking at what we charged, they're looking at our processes.
okay, thank you.
Mhm.
So coming back to this slide here, $80 million that you are including, it's including 1% sales tax, correct? 1% sales tax comes to operations.
Not in the 80 million.
okay, I was like.
The 80 million
so
is the
that-
expenditure,
That's
so
what
it would be in the
78
78.8 million.
Yeah,
yes.
sorry, yeah, so
Yes.
you are including the 1% sales tax in the 78 million.
Correct.
Okay. So now we have the CRDC fund 0.5 and the 0.25 for the crime prevention and 0.25 for the maintenance of the streets. Did you have any discussions on those three things?
We did, as a group, those aren't included in these because it's a
Right, can you
specific general
talk
fund.
about that, please?
Yeah, so I mean, we have, obviously, there are certain funds have certain requirements on what can be expensed through those, but we did have conversations about the current requests that are being in each of those funds and why they're needed and those type of things.
So the request that you have from 41 to 28, is any of those projects will be using the sales tax fund?
Some of those, if I remember specifically, there wasn't a lot, but there are a few that got deferred to some of those sales
Okay,
tax
so
funds.
you will be
Yes.
having those from the
Yes.
sales tax?
So they're still being, which is why we won't see a huge number of deferred projects to future years, because they actually got deferred just to a different funding source.
Okay, thank you.
My turn? Thank you, sir. Great presentation. So go into the slide with the new capital funds, or is that, yeah, the capital replacement funds, is that part of the T and tithe? That's what I call it, where we're setting aside 10% every year for the total capital cost, so we avoid a giant lump sum payment when we replace it at life cycle?
I believe so, but I'm gonna refer, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna
No,
refer.
it's
to
fine.
it.
So we do have the capital replacement fund, and we have the enterprise solutions
Yeah.
replacement fund. This would be creating two additional funds that are similar, but
Okay.
for some specific purposes. So
Right.
they're recommending the public safety, setting up for public safety aid equipment, things that they need to replace on a consistent basis. And then the small equipment, we realized the cost of trailers and
Yes.
some of the lawnmowers are much more than they used to be.
Mhm.
And so setting up a replacement fund for those.
And that'd be worked the same way mechanically or financially, where we'd set aside a certain percentage of the expected replacement cost each year, and then we avoid a giant lump sum.
We would request council during the budget process to fully fund. So we're working with police and fire and with our fleet manager to determine what we would need to fully fund those for the next 5 years. And then, yes, you're correct, we would fully fund, and then after they're replaced, it would be, if it's 5-year life, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5.
Okay.
How do we fund it? In the initial year, how do we fund it?
So we would fund it from so in general fund, we have the assigned fund balance called strategic reserve, and we would use some of that.
Okay, thank you, Kim. And I've got one more question. So, all right, with respect to the additional revenue, I mean, I know it's a sensitive topic, but, I mean, legally, what are the categories of additional revenue even available to us? I mean, if they take away, if they really truly take away property tax as a means of municipal funding, you know, what are they, I mean, user fees, right? I mean, are there limits on what a municipality legally can assess in the way of fees and charges? And what I'm thinking, for example.
Yeah, it can be a tax. Fees are only for recovery. The test, it's a common law test.
Right, for recovery of the expenditure.
If we're not recovering expenditure and quote, making money off of it, it's a tax.
Okay,
That's what the
so.
courts have told us. So how you calculate that and how you do the work is what staff does. How much administrative cost is, how much reserve, how much interest, all those things can play a role into establishing that fee. And you have to go through that process.
Okay.
And staff has generally done that when we've done fees, they do that analysis. But to your point, it's limited, because I have to justify that cost.
So, okay, that was my understanding too, Bob, thanks a lot. So, for example, I'm just throwing this out as an example, right? It's not a proposal, it's an example. But we fund the infrastructure, we fund the roads, right? We fund all of our signal apparatus and all like that. Would we be allowed legally to convert our license plate readers to charge a toll for all non-residents coming through town on the way to and from work?
Probably be a tax, it'd probably be illegal.
Okay. So, however creative we want to get, there's a lot of very serious limitations on the options we have available. That's kind of the bottom line, right?
Unless there's constitutional amendment somehow.
Yeah, well, they're trying to get one to take away the property tax.
Right.
So, let's go the wrong direction.
If they were to do that, they would have to have another funding mechanism, to your point. You'd have to have some, either the ability to charge these, you know, there's federal, you know, charging a fee for driving through towns probably violates the US Constitution. What's left of it?
Yeah, so, I mean, for example, the cap and cut plan that Abbott's trying to roll out, I mean, it's failed in the other 9 states where they've tried it. But 3 or 4 of those, they actually lingered on a little bit before they were mercifully killed because they had a state income tax.
Right.
So they were a little bit more viable. They had an alternative funding source. So the question is, without property tax, exempting seniors, whatever you want to do, right? What are the alternatives? I would be interested just in seeing like a list. I mean, we're not going to charge $125 a month for the senior center membership. We're not going to charge $300 a month for the core, right? I mean, so there are also very serious practical limitations on what we can do.
You know, they've started, some cities, some states have started charging for ambulance runs, fire runs, police calls.
Yeah. Do we not charge?
No.
So,
Well, you actually do for a pickup.
we
but, you
do
know,
charge. We charge, but for a resident, we do not balance bill them, so we only accept what their insurance pays.
Oh, okay. Okay,
But
that's
we,
what I thought.
some have major medical, so then it doesn't get covered, and then we don't balance bill them.
Right. Well, for the record, if I need an ambulance, I'll pay for it.
Okay, thank you.
Just so everyone knows. So I mean, I'd like to see, I mean, like, what's a list of what kind of known legally acceptable revenue sources that we have available to us? Just, I mean, beyond property tax and sales tax.
And would you like to include things like pits and assessments and?
I don't know. I mean, it's just that, we're looking at trying to be creative about revenue expansion right there, right? I mean, so I think when we talk about that, I mean, there are serious legal limitations on what we can do with respect to revenue expansion. There's serious practical limitations to what we can do. So I'm just kind of curious, what can we do?
I think our revenue consultant can bring us that list or those ideas, things that would apply in Coppell, things that would be reasonable for us to consider. And we'll bring those to you as part of the budget process.
Yeah. I mean, can we double the price of ribs at Heart 8 for non-residents? I don't know, I'm just trying to, because we're running into a brick wall if they take away property tax.
The city runs Hard 8.
And I apologize to Heart 8, I love that place. But I think it's a concern that I have, because we're having these limitations, we've got the Austin Gap and all this stuff,
So
and yet.
we need your passion down in Austin, Jim.
That's what I don't know that, anyways, yeah. We'll leave it at that.
All right, so we're quickly, are you okay?
I'm good. We're on time, or we're gonna stay on time.
Yeah.
I can filibuster another 5 minutes if you need.
I'm sure you can. There's more to come on this one?
So when we've obtained the consultant, what's the timeline?
We hope to have, the first round will be community experiences by the time you'll have your retreat. I believe it's in July.
Oh, okay.
No, they're not doing a retreat in July, so.
We hope to have something for July.
Okay, so I mean, it's soon. As part of this budget cycle?
Go, no, you answer, because you have to delay it.
We can have recommendations before the budget cycle ends, and it just depends when you would want the fee to go into place, because there will be communication if there's an increase of fee, a new fee, so how we want to roll that out to the community. So it might not be seen immediately in the budget number, but it can impact from an actual revenue standpoint.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll be looking forward to the July summary. All right, the time is 7:27. We're recessed from work session, and we'll enter in regular session at 7:30.
We just recessed from work session, and we're going to join into the regular session of the Coppell City Council. The time is 7:32 p.m. As a reminder, persons wishing to speak during our citizens' appearance must sign the appropriate register located outside the council chambers and list your address. Tonight, we are fortunate to have a very recent graduate of the Coppell Leadership hosted by the Chamber of Commerce with us tonight to give us our invocation, and that's the Reverend Dr. Owen Ross of the First United Methodist Church. And after that, we'll recite the Pledge of Allegiance, so please remain standing. Just as a note, after the invocation, our honor guard with the fire department will post the colors, and then they will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So please remain standing. Dr. Ross.
I do thank the city for all your support of Leadership Coppell. It is a wonderful experience. On behalf of my classmates, I thank you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
I did. I just wanted to clap for him.
And thank you. And I also want to recognize that we have a diversity of faiths in the room, and want to recognize that and honor that. I am a Christian pastor in the United Methodist tradition, and as such, I will be praying in my tradition and invite you to pray with me as you feel led. Let us pray. Merciful God, we do humbly stand before you, seeking your wisdom, seeking your guidance. Lord, I pray for these leaders, grateful for their service, asking your Spirit to guide them in their thoughts and their deliberations and in the decisions that they make. Help them to seek the common good for your people. Lord, I pray for those who are being sworn in tonight. We thank you, Lord, for our first responders. Ask your continued protection over them. And Lord, may all this business that takes place here tonight be for the good of your people and be honoring for you. And I pray all this in Christ's name. Amen.
Hope. Left face. Breathe in. Oh. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order. Arms. Right. Please. Forward. Front.
Please be seated. Item number 6 on our agenda is swearing in of council members 1, 3, and 5. That is council members Walker, Carroll, and Prem Kumar. And I'd like to call our municipal judge, Judge White, down to do the honors. Councilmember Walker, why don't you join Judge White down here?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. How are you? Wonderful, wonderful. Sure, I was going to ask you if you had anyone you wanted to join me. All right, so do you want to, how do we want to do this?
It's up to you.
Councilmember-elect Jim Walker, are you ready to take the oath of office?
I am.
And so if you are ready, would you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Jim Walker,
I, Jim Walker,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to faithfully execute
the
duties
duties
of Council Member Place 1
of Council Member Place 1
of the City of Coppell,
of the City of Coppell,
State of Texas,
State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the
the
Constitution
Constitution
and the laws of the United States
and the laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Group photo. Yeah.
Why don't you get in there closer, because you're the one that did the job.
There you go. All right, we'll get just y'all here. All right, and 3, 2, 1. Those smiles. Thank you, y'all.
And then I have to sign here. Looks like there's several things you have to sign. All right, that's one. This is your anti-bribery. And I think only you have to sign
That would be
that.
very good.
All right.
Thank you. Thank all of you.
Don Carroll.
Have anyone to join you? Use the Bible. Sorry. Elect Don Carroll, are you ready to take your oath of office? All right. If you would repeat after me, please. I, Don Carroll.
I, Don Carroll,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to faithfully
to faithfully
execute the duties
execute the duties
of Council Member Place 3
of Council Member Place 3
of the City of Coppell,
of the City of Coppell,
the State of Texas,
the State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and
and
defend
defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Thank you, sir.
They are not. I don't know where they are.
Photo first.
Mayor's
You guys got it? Fantastic. Couple more. We're good.
All right. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Councilmember Prem Kumar, please. Yes, sir.
Is it okay?
Councilmember-elect Ramesh Prem Kumar, you have all of your members with you that you'd like to join you. All right. Are you ready to take the oath of office?
Yes, ma'am.
If you would, please raise your hand and repeat after me. I, Ramesh Prem Kumar,
I, Ramesh Prem Kumar,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to faithfully execute
to faithfully execute
the duties of Council Member Place 5
the duties of Council Member Place 5
of the City of Coppell,
of the City of Coppell,
State of Texas,
State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and to the best of my ability
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and the laws of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, sir.
We're good right there. Fantastic. Everybody ready? Big smiles. And take 3 photos. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, everybody.
All right, item number 7 on our agenda is actually very, very rare. I think the last time we did this as a council was 26 years ago, I think. So this is very special. And that's the swearing in of our new fire chief, Ryan Arthur. So Chief Arthur, would you please come forward?
Solemnly swear to faithfully execute the duties of fire chief of the city of Coppell, state of Texas, and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States and of this state. So help me God. Congratulations.
Everybody ready? Nope, you're perfectly fine. There's no bunny ears or anything. All right. Couple photos here. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna get a little closer here. 3. Well, hold on. 1, 2, 3, and one more right here. Thank you, everybody.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We're not done quite yet. We're not done. So if you notice, I didn't give the council members any opportunity to speak when they were getting sworn in. They are politicians after all, and they're going to speak a lot. But I thought it would be nice to let you talk directly to the citizens of Coppell and give your welcome. And I wanted to personally thank you for joining the city of Coppell. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you
Chief.
very much. Thank you so much. Just in case, I prepared a little something, but
You're not a politician, huh?
no, no, sir. Thank you, everybody. First, I want to thank my family, everybody who's here tonight. We couldn't be more excited to be joining the city of Coppell and this incredible fire department. My main goal in this entire process is to keep this tradition and what the things that have been laid in the foundation, we want to keep growing and keep moving forward. So I haven't had a chance to meet with our fire personnel, all of them. I've had the opportunity to meet with some, but just know that our work within fire administration, the city, is to ensure that you have the tools and resources needed to provide the service to all the community. And not just our community, but other surrounding cities that need our help, because we're professionals and this is what we do and this is how we do things. So I couldn't be more happy to be here. I'm excited to join this city and lead this fire department into the future. So thank you so much.
We're not done yet. Councilmember Walker.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. Chief Arthur, I just want to welcome you and your beautiful family to Coppell. I want to welcome you to one of the finest, if not the finest, fire department in the entire state of Texas, and look forward to working with you over the years to come. Welcome.
Councilmember Matthew.
Thank you, Mayor. Chief Arthur, welcome to City of Coppell. Like Councilmember Jim Walker said, we would like to work with you and continue the traditions that we have in our city and keeping everyone safe and secure. Thank you.
Chief, thank you very much. Appreciate you coming and for the swearing in and all of the good things we're going to expect from you, making our fire department grow and become even better. And I believe that was yours, according to Lauren. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Mayor, I had one quick comment I wanted to make. Me?
Oh.
Right next to you. You know, I got to say something.
Councilmember Nevels.
I just want to say really quick, thank you so much for joining our amazing city. I did want to point out, so, you know, we've started construction on Firehouse 3 right over here. Have you seen that? I live in the neighborhood right across the street, so if you could get on that real quick, I really appreciate it, all right? All right, my neighbors would appreciate that too. Thank you so much and welcome to the city, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, we have a number of proclamations this evening. The first one is a proclamation designating May 12th, 2026 as Coppell High School Cheer Day. So I would like to invite all of our high school cheer recipients that are here with us tonight to please come forward, and I'll meet you down front. Ladies, whereas the Coppell High School cheer team has exemplified excellence, commitment, and school spirit through countless hours of rigorous practice, unwavering determination, and a shared pursuit of greatness, whereas their remarkable talent and perseverance has led them to achieve the extraordinary distinction of winning their second consecutive national championship title at the recent National Cheerleaders Association in Fort Worth, Texas, and whereas this prestigious accomplishment reflects not only the skill and athleticism of the team members, but also the guidance of their coaches, the support of their families, and the pride of their school and community. And whereas their success has brought honor, recognition, and inspiration to all who have witnessed their achievements, and whereas we proudly recognize and celebrate the Coppell High School cheer team for their historic accomplishment of securing consecutive national championships and commend them for setting a standard of excellence that will inspire future generations. Now, therefore, I, Wes Mays, Mayor of the City of Coppell, do hereby proclaim May 12, 2026 is Coppell High School Cheer Day, and in witness thereof have set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Coppell to be affixed this 12th day of May, 2026. Congratulations, ladies. I'm not even going to ask. Councilmember Nevels, did you have something you wanted to say?
We have to say something. Ladies, I just want to say congratulations. I was lucky to be in attendance at the school board meeting when y'all recognized, and I just want you guys to know when you go out there and, you know, you guys are crushing stunts and just, you know, hitting like crazy and stuff. You're not only representing yourselves, you're representing the entire city, all your, you know, all your fellow athletes across the school district as well, and you have made us proud. And so we just want to say thank you so much for all your hard work, your dedication, and what a great way to honor you guys by having your own day today. So enjoy it, have a great time, you know, like maybe have a night on the town, not too crazy or anything like that, but enjoy this day. And thank you guys so much for being here, all right? Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Bates. I'm the head cheer coach at Coppell High School. I'm tearing up a little because this is the last official thing that some of our seniors are going to do. I just want to make sure that the community knows that part of our job is to really make sure that we support you, not only the school, but also you. And they've done a great job at that and also at their sport. And winning nationals is hard. Winning it 2 times is hard. Winning it back-to-back is like almost impossible. And they put everything that I asked for them into it to make sure they accomplished that. And I couldn't be more proud of them. even though we didn't get to do the normal award ceremony because of weather, but to be safe, I could not be more proud of all of you. And thank you, Mr. Mayor and council members, for recognizing them. And thank you, parents and community and everybody. I'm a proud mama bear.
You don't have to, I was going to present the certificate to you. So let's get over in the center. Here, we're going to do pictures here. So.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Do they need to squeeze in a little bit?
this will work. It will work, and it's going to be great. And then I'm going to take a few photos, and then Melissa here's going to take a couple as well. So everybody just keep smiles. It's going to be great, okay? All right, and then 3, 2, oh. All right, 3, 2, 1, and a couple more. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Oh, one more.
I'll be quick. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
We didn't get to touch the medals.
Here.
Oh, look at there. All right, item B is a proclamation designating the month of May 26 as National Water Safety Month. So could I get our representatives to come on down, please? Right in center. This is for y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, whereas the citizens of Coppell recognize the vital role that swimming and aquatic-related activities relate to good physical and mental health and enhance the quality of life for all people, and whereas the citizens of Coppell understand the essential role that education regarding the topic of water safety plays in preventing drowning and recreational water-related injuries, and whereas the City of Coppell is aware of the contribution made by the recreational water industry in developing safe swimming facilities, aquatic programs, home pools and spas, and related activities providing healthy places to recreate, learn, and grow, confidence in self and sense of self-worth, which contributes to the quality of life in our community. And whereas the citizens of Coppell recognize the ongoing efforts and commitments to educate the public on pool and safety issues, and whereas Greg Abbott, Governor of Texas, has proclaimed May to be Water Safety Month, and whereas the citizens of Coppell understand the vital importance of communicating water safety rules and programs to individuals of all ages, whether the owners of private pools, user of public swimming facilities, or visitors to water parks. Now therefore, I, Wes Mays, Mayor of the City of Coppell, do hereby proclaim the month of May as National Water Safety Month, and in witness thereof have set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Coppell to be affixed as 12th day of May, 2026. Congratulations. Congratulations. Did you have a few words you'd like to say?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and City Council, for having us here this evening. My name is Austin. I am the aquatics coordinator over at the Corps. Here with me is some of our amazing aquatic staff, starting with Trinity, our aquatic supervisor, some of our lifeguard, head guard, and some swim instructors as well. And of course, we can never forget Margaret the manatee over here. That's the real star here. So we're here to celebrate Water Safety Month. So over the course of May, we will be having some activities going on. So starting with Water Wednesday, if you're ever on the Community Experiences Facebook or Instagram, you'll see us and, of course, Margot. on our page giving some friendly and fun, some fun water safety tips and some activities that we'll be doing over the course throughout the summer. We'll be having some pop-up events that we will have games, some prizes, everything fun for the family to make sure not only we are promoting safety around the water, we are also wanting to make sure we are having fun throughout the entire summer. So we really appreciate y'all having us here this evening, and thank you, council, for having us here, and of course, the community.
Thank you very much, and appreciate everything you do at the Corps and for all the citizens of Coppell. So thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, we're going to get a photo, but I'm thinking I'm going to move Margot more towards the middle. Main attraction here.
In the middle.
Fantastic. That's great. Kent, you look good. All right, we're going to back up just a little bit there, Margot. You can do it. All right, there we go. All right, that will work. We'll make it work. Yes. All right. And in 3, 2, 1. Wow. Okay, that looks good. Thanks, y'all. What's your step?
Okay, item C is a proclamation designating the week of May 17th through 23rd as Emergency Medical Services Week. So I'd like to invite members of our Emergency Medical Services team to please come forward. Whereas emergency medical services are a vital public service and are provided by the Coppell Fire Department, whereas members of the Coppell Fire Department are ready to provide advanced life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and whereas access to quality emergency care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury, and whereas emergency medical services fill the gap by providing important out-of-hospital care, including preventative medicine, follow-up care, and access to telemedicine, and whereas the members of the Emergency Medical Services team engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continued education to enhance their life-saving skills, and whereas it is appropriate to recognize the value and the accomplishments of emergency medical service providers by designating Emergency Medical Services Week. Now, therefore, I, Wes Mays, Mayor of the City of Coppell, do hereby proclaim the week of May 17th through 23rd, 2026 as Emergency Medical Services Week. This is the 52nd anniversary of EMS Week, and the theme is Improving Outcomes. I encourage the community to observe this week with the appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities in honor of the EMS profession and the essential service it provides. In witness thereof, I've set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Coppell to be affixed this 12th day of May, 2026. Chief, congratulations. Did you have a few words you wanted to say?
I do have a few words.
All right.
Thank you all. Chief, thank you. Mayor, council members, thank you all. This proclamation is so meaningful because it allows us to recognize the great work that the men and women at the back are doing. Thank you all. Thank you guys. So, yeah, I couldn't be more proud of each of them. They do life-saving work on a daily basis, and we're going to continue that. So thank you all very much. Chief and Chief family, welcome. Glad to have you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Oh, photo.
All right, Sparky. Yep, there we go. Fantastic. Everybody ready? All right. And 3, 2, 1. And a couple more right here. Thank you, everybody.
All right, item number 9 on our agenda is a presentation providing us a MetroCrest update. And I got to add that I was just informed that how long have you been in service with MetroCrest now?
6 months.
6 months. Our newly appointed chief of MetroCrest has never done one of these anywhere in the service area. So this is a first time for her. Gabe, would you please come forward?
Yes, thank you. I know, tough crowd, right? I know how to make a room disappear. Well, thank y'all. Lauren, is this the clicker? Okay. Yay, okay. Well, thank you all. Thank you, Mayor West and all the city council members. I really appreciate you all for every part that you've played in the support of MetroCrest services. Special shout out to Bijou as our liaison, coming to all of our board meetings and being very active with MetroCrest services. As you all know, I am new, and this is my first. I told Wes, please be easy on me. But what I want to do is present to you all today the work that we have done as an organization for our neighbors here around the MetroCrest area. So the mission and vision and values of the organization are what's on the screen. What I really want to say is that we are here to empower individuals to achieve self-sufficiency and foster independence. Our real vision is for us to be able to build thriving communities for each and every city that we represent and help. Our values are true and core to what we do every day. The one that I want to call out the most is we start with a yes attitude. And the reason why I call that out is because so many of our neighbors are hearing no on a regular basis that it's important for our team to say yes as much as we can so that we can encourage, infuse hope, and help them to see the opportunity towards self-sufficiency. So we serve almost 29,000 people in 2025. These numbers are startling for a lot of our partners in this, but this is true to us understanding the need in the area. We have demographics that are also presented, and I just want to call out that there's diversity in every part of this. There is not one single age, not one single gender, or not one single ethnicity that is only represented. It is a multiplicity. And so what we have to do to respond to that is build the programs and the opportunities for success for everyone. So for us, building self-sufficiency is really around how do we help the whole person. For those that may not know, and I think that would be a very small number of people in this room, but for those that may not know, we are not just having opportunities to assist with food, although we do have one of the most amazing client choice food pantries, and we are the #1 distributor of food for North Texas Food Bank. But we also help with housing, homeless response, economic stability, and our seniors by providing various senior services. Our success, though, is really done through our partners. So we have various partners that come alongside us, and that has dramatically increased since opening the new building in June of 2023. But our partners go the breadth of the social determinants of health, from everything from education to healthcare to housing, also workforce and financial wellness. So we are very excited about where our partners are playing a role within our building, creating this one-stop shop opportunity for our neighbors. Some of the greatest pieces that I'm very excited about are the innovations, and these innovations have been brought to us by way of our partners and our neighbors. Us listening to our neighbors, being able to get feedback, walking with them in a more intentional way to understand what are their needs and how do we create more access points for our neighbors. So take food, for instance. Food as medicine is something that I know that most of you all have heard of, but how that relates to our neighbors is very interesting and different. we needed to understand some of the challenges that a lot of our neighbors are going through. A lot of our neighbors are experiencing diabetes and high blood pressure or heart disease, and how we help to relate the food aspect to that being their medication and hopefully helping them to get off said medications is what this Food RX program is about. We also are doing more to help people to understand the nutritional aspects that are in our food pantry. You may not know what a rutabaga is or how to prepare it. Well, our team is there to help in doing that through our cooking demos, as well as providing things like recipe cards in our food pantry. We also have upped our access to healthcare by having pop-up on-site clinics for our neighbors. We also are very excited that a couple of months ago, we introduced the opportunity to have lab work done on our campus. And that is in particularly helpful to our partners at Metro Care, not to be confused with Metro Crest, Metro Care, who is a behavioral health partner for us. And sometimes accessing psychotropic meds is only done by having blood work done. So our neighbors don't have to go down to I-30, where Metro Care is, in order to have this done. They can do it right here at Metro Crest Services. So these are on the senior side, some of the innovation that I'm really excited about and invite anybody in the room to come join us on is Golden Groceries Day. I'm telling you, it is a party that you will never forget. Golden Groceries are when we allow our seniors to come together and not only have this unique shopping experience in our food pantry, but which means that they are actually the only ones being able to shop in the food pantry that day. But they also have cooking demos, they have a speaker, and let me tell you their favorite, bingo. So we have bingo, and it is a lively bingo session for these seniors. But Golden Groceries is now something based upon the feedback we had from our seniors that we're doing once a month that allows them to connect and build community with each other, and for us to be able to provide them more education and access points. And the last thing I'll talk about is our parenting support services. There are a lot of people who are parents that have never been taught how to be a parent. And we have an amazing partner that comes on site and helps our parents with not just the prenatal aspect of it, but things that haven't been taught to them. How to read to your child and why reading is so important. How to rock your child to sleep. Some things are not innate in a lot of new moms, and this is been a huge aspect. We are double the size of our classes for parent classes with one of our partners. These are support aspects and agencies that we are being able to provide to our neighbors that because of the space that we have, we can do and we can do more of. So I want to talk about Coppell in particular. As you all know, we have seen a rise, and we continue to see a rise in those residents that we're seeing from the Coppell area. What we want to make sure is that we are continuing to serve the residents of the Coppell in the appropriate, dignified, and successful ways. And success is different for each and every person. And we take that very, very seriously. Since fiscal year 2024-2025, we are now upwards of 70 people that we have in addition seen. We estimate approximately 10 more, and I say this is a big time lowball estimate only because there are economic uncertainty with some of our neighbors, and this is causing more neighbors to be donning our doors for the first time. These neighbors are, they've never experienced where they are before, and this is very challenging. What we're trying to communicate is, please don't wait till you're in a crisis to come to us. Let's address the issue before it becomes crisis matter. And so we are getting to be able to see more people in solving their problems so there's not a repeat cycle. So our funding request this upcoming 2027 year is the same as last year. You all were very gracious to provide us with $196,625, and we are requesting that same amount. Even though we are estimating an uptick, we do think that that is the appropriate amount from the city of Coppell. And let me tell you a little bit more about what's next for us. I was brought on 6 months ago in response to Tracy Eubanks retiring from MetroCrest Services. Tracy and I have been friends for a while. He often jokes still about the fact that I have the energy that he was running out of to be able to take the organization and help the cities to this next level. What this looks like is, how do we do this in a much more concentrated and intentional way of building more support services for our neighbors to have self-sufficiency as a goal? Our hope is that with the building, having a space and a place, and with our ability to work with great cities like you all, that we'll be able to intentionally have 10% of the population that we see go into a self-sufficiency enabled state. What that means is 10% of the population will get to a point where they don't need any social services. That is our goal starting out. We hope to increase that percentage as we go along. But how will we do that? It is really because our team will do a lot more of the transformation, where we will bring in partners to do more of the transactional. We have a 48,000 square foot building, and my hope and goal is that we will continue to increase our partners that are specialty in these 5 social determinants of health. So those 5 social determinants of health are housing, healthcare, education, workforce, and financial well-being. We want to bring in those partners to do those specialty aspects, and our team do what I call the hardest part of the job, which is to walk with our neighbors in love and injecting hope into their lives. That part is the part that is the hardest. That part is the part that has pain and trauma that you have to deal with, and our team is willing and able to sign up to do that hard part. So that's the only challenge that we face, is how we are able to walk intentionally with our neighbors to where they see the other side. So many people, like I said in the beginning, are telling them no. We want to tell them yes and create the access points for them to see a yes in their lives. So for us, this looks like expansion of our team, this looks like expansion of our partners, and this looks like expansion of opportunities for our neighbors. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Well, thank you very much. On behalf of the City of Coppell, I wanted to thank you for the service that MetroCrest provides to us. I thought maybe Councilmember Matthew might have something to say. And by the way, we thank you for your service representing MetroCrest on the council.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. Thank you, Gabe Anderson, CEO of MetroCrest. Welcome to City of Coppell. You did a wonderful presentation to us for the first time, doing a presentation to the city. I also see a Coppell resident and employee of MetroCrest. Amy is here. Good to see you. I just wanted to say it's a wonderful experience representing the city as a liaison to the MetroCrest. I fully support what you are doing, and I was there with my family and 8 others on Saturday, volunteering there from 8:30 to 11:30. I saw 200 families walking through the line, getting food, produce, and I was distributing the chicken and the fish from the freezer. So I had to have gloves on me, the cold one that I had to take it out. But the feelings those people have and the way you take care of the residents or the neighbors, you said, as it's valuable, and it's invaluable to see the service. And there were 2 14-year-old kids with us for the first time volunteering in their life, and they saw the faces walking through the line. They had an impact at that age, and they told me their experience is unbelievable. Of course, their parents asked them to come to volunteer, but they had an impact seeing those family members, including kids walking through that line, getting food, stocking food for the next 2 weeks. So thank you for your service to the MetroCrest, and all the employees provide an excellent service. And we appreciate you and the staff doing a wonderful job in Carrollton. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I believe Mayor Pro Tem Carroll has something to say.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor. It is a misnomer sometimes that there are not people in need in Coppell. And I know our numbers are small and not like some of the other areas that you provide service to, but there are people in need here. And your organization does such a better job than the city could ever do at meeting a lot of those needs. And we really appreciate you partnering with us, or allowing us to partner with you to take care of the people who are in need. And Ms. Madison, I have got to know you over the last number of months, and I love your passion and big personality, and culture starts at the top and it works its way down. And just like Tracy did a great job leading the organization, I don't look for MetroCrest to miss a beat with you at the helm. I know you've got a lot of great experience at Bonton Farms and other places in the past that you were bringing over to MetroCrest, and I just thank you for coming and serving the MetroCrest cities, including Coppell, for that, and continuing to want to partner with Coppell. So thank you very much for what you do.
Thank you, Don. Thank you.
Councilmember Prem Kumar.
Thank you, Mayor. Ms. Madison, welcome to Coppell. I know I've not gotten to know you yet. I look forward to fixing the problem, but glad to have you here. The mayor and my peer city council members kind of covered all the important things that I wanted to say. I want to emphasize that the dignity that you provide to nearly 950 Coppell residents, that is, and we can't put a value to that. It's invaluable. Everyone goes through difficulties, and in that short phase when they are down, you are helping them out, and like Mr. Carroll said, Mayor Pro Tem Carroll said, you're allowing us to partner with you. Thank you for what you do. I also love the fact that you have this goal of getting a 10% independent. I think that's teaching them how to fish is really important. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate what you do, and we look forward to partnering with you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here this evening.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, and I have some annual reports that I'm going to leave out for everyone.
If you'll get those to Lauren, she'll be happy to give them to us.
Thank you.
Item number 10 is our citizens' appearance. Persons wishing to speak must sign the register and list their address. Presentations by individuals shall be limited to 3 minutes each, during which time the speakers must remain at the podium, face forward, and address only the mayor and city council. Persons signed up to speak will be called in the order that they signed up. In order to maintain an orderly and respectful meeting environment and to conduct the public meetings and business, speakers will adhere to the standards outlined in Ordinance 2025-1633. There will be no comments or deliberations from the City Council due to the Texas Open Meetings Act. We do have one person signed up to speak, and that is Naya Patel. Ms. Patel? Please give us your name and address.
My name's Naya Patel. My address is 2255 Doggett Drive, Coppell, Texas 75019.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. West Mays and City Council members. My name is Naya, and I'm honored to be here tonight as a resident of Coppell and a volunteer with BAPS Charities. I'm a 7th grade student at Coppell Middle School West, and I'm here today to invite you to an upcoming community event organized by BAPS Charities. BAPS Charities is a global nonprofit organization serving communities in need across 9 countries on 5 continents. For more than 50 years in North America, thousands of volunteers have given their time to support others through food drives, blood donation camps, toy drives, and health programs. We responded to hurricanes such as Milton and Helen, wildfires in the U.S. and Canada, and supported communities throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. Today, I'm excited to share something we're bringing right here to our local community. BAPS Charities is proud to host our 23rd annual walk run on Sunday, May 31st, 2026 at 8 a.m. at Levi Event Plaza in Irving. This walk run is a part of a nationwide effort across 100 plus cities, bringing together more than 50,000 participants with one shared goal: to help others. This year, we are supporting 3 local organizations: Children's Health, which has provided life-saving care to children for over 110 years, The Main Place, supporting homeless teens and families in crisis, and MetroCrest Services, which helps individuals and families build stability and a better future. I would like to personally invite our Coppell City leadership team and residents of Coppell to join us. Your support truly makes a difference, and every step helps change lives. To learn more or register, please contact any of us here or visit bapascharities.org/Dallas. Thank you for your time, leadership, and the opportunity to share this event with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Would you care to introduce your cohorts here or have them introduce themselves?
This is my sister. Her name is Isha. This is my brother. His name is Niam. And this is my brother's friend. His name is Vandan. Oh. and this is Vandan's sister, Aneri.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Number 11 is our consent agenda. The consent agenda is routine in nature and is generally enacted in a single motion. These items have been previously approved through our budget or past council actions. Any item may be pulled and considered separately. Full descriptions are available on the screen. Council, did you have any questions or desire to pull any of the consent agenda items up for consideration tonight? Seeing none, I will accept a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Carroll.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve item number 11, A through E.
Thank you very much. Seconded by Councilmember Prem Kumar. All in favor?
Walker, Carroll, Nevels, Prem Kumar, Matthew, none opposed, motion carries.
All right, item number 12 is consider appointment of the Mayor Pro Tem as required by Section 3.05 of the Home Rule Charter. Ms. Thoden, did you have anything to add to that?
No, sir, I believe you covered it very well in work session. Thank you.
Okay, so it's been tradition that we do follow a process of appointing the Mayor Pro Tem consisting of the person who has not served the most recently. It's very difficult to word, but when you take a look at that, that would be Councilmember Walker, and I believe the Mayor Pro Tem has a motion.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilor Walker, you have very big shoes to fill in this, but with that, I know you are up for the charge. So therefore, I move to approve the appointment of Councilor Jim Walker for Mayor Pro Tem as required by Section 3.05 of the Home Rule Charter.
Thank you. I think we have a motion. Do I have a second? Councilmember Nevels, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Walker, Carroll, Nevels, Prem Kumar, Matthew, none opposed, motion carries.
Hey, congratulations.
Now, a caveat to item 12, please give me at least 6 months to make sure I get the Mayor Pro Tem in front of your name and not in front of his, so it takes me about that long. All right.
You dethroned Don in front of his mother.
All right, item 13 is the city manager reports with project updates, future agendas, and direction from work session. Mr. Collins.
Thank you, Mayor. Some updates. Bullock and Howell, the contractor, completed the pour of the cul-de-sac on Howell Drive and is preparing the subgrade to pour the rest of the street. It's making good progress there. Royal Lane construction or reconstruction, contractors continuing to remove the southbound lanes and will begin utility installations this week. At the service center, the contractor is working on punch list items. Furniture will be delivered next week, and staff will occupy the building beginning the first week of June. On the Justice Center, the concrete roof deck has been poured. The roofing will be installed this week, and then the interior work will begin. On Fire Station 3, you may have noticed that the construction fence has been installed. Demolition will start next week and should be complete in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Public Works Week. So National Public Works Week is May 18th through the 22nd, and there will be a proclamation on the 26th for council's consideration. But staff will be reading to kids at the library on Wednesday, May 20th at 10 a.m., and that is Public Works Week story time. It's been a hit in the past year or two. They've done that. And then finally, Community Experiences is updating the Trails Master Plan, and they want to hear from the community. Residents will have several opportunities to provide input through pop-up engagement events at parks throughout the city. A community-wide survey will also be released soon, giving everyone a chance to help shape the future of our trail system. That concludes my comments, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Item number 14 is Mayor and Council reports on recent and upcoming events. Wanted to thank everyone who came out last Friday for the Fun Food and Grooves. This was an initiative in response to our desire, the council's desire, to activate Old Town, and it was a tremendous success. There was about 3,000 people that enjoyed music from one of the Emerald City Band. It was a great evening. The weather was perfect. That was thanks to a proclamation from the council for the weather. There was really a great time, just a wonderful band and wonderful neighborhood sense in the park. So thank you very much for that. And again, on this Friday, we have round 2 of Fun Food and Grooves. So bring your friends and family down to the Old Town. There will be games provided by the city. We have DFW food trucks and tunes from Downtown Fever. Also another Emerald City Band. No tickets are necessary. The music is free, so just show up. Last Thursday on May the 7th was our National Day of Prayer, and I wanted to recognize our Coppell Interfaith Group for conducting a prayer vigil at Andy Brown Park. This was an offshoot of some of the efforts that came out of allies in the community, and I really appreciate that group taking it on and becoming a annual event. Voting for our primary runoff commences with early voting running from Monday, May 18th through Friday, May 22nd, concluding on May 26th. The primary, which is the primary runoff election day, Coppell Town Center will once again serve as an early voting and election day polling location for the convenience of our citizens. Today we had the privilege of attending the graduation of Leadership Coppell at the Art Center, which is hosted by the Coppell Chamber of Commerce. We had 10 graduates receive their diplomas, including our very own J.J. Siniceros from the Coppell Police Department. So congratulations to all of the graduates. And keeping with that, the applications for the 2026-27 Leadership Coppell class are now open. This is a partnership program between the City of Coppell and our Chamber of Commerce. This prepares our aspiring leaders for positions of responsibility by acquainting them with the community processes and other pressing issues. Participants will engage in discussions with established leaders, go behind the scene in the community's key institutions, and build relationships with leaders, build their leadership skills, and create a lasting network of contacts and give back to the community. You can apply online at coppellchamber.org, leadership-Coppell. Making sure I've got all my list of things covered there. I believe I do. Item number 15 are the council committee reports concerning items of community involvement with no council action or deliberation permitted. Item A is a report on the Coppell ISD by Councilmember Kevin Nevels.
Thank you, Mayor. And again, apologies for our last meeting when I could not access my notes, but I have them and we're ready to go. So wanted to get started with some highlights and updates from Coppell ISD. 3 Coppell High School seniors were recently announced as winners of the National Merit Program's Corporate Scholarship, winning awards from prestigious companies of PepsiCo, Emerson, and the United States Automobile Association, or USAA. Coppell Middle School East 8th grader Krish Munjunath is the co-champion of the Dallas Regional Spelling Bee and has earned a spot in the Scripps National Spelling Bee, which will be held in Washington, D.C. on May 26th through 28th. So we'll be watching them. A couple of groups advanced to state competitions. We had tennis doubles team of Lexi Patton and Gabby Rice, our regional champions, and competed and qualified at state. We also had the Coppell girls golf team advance to state after finishing 3rd at the regional tournament, and they finished 10th at the state tournament. Coppell High School student Nuthan Remanidi and Aldi Salud were recently received National Scholastic Art and Writing Awards. And then the CHS Theater Department, who has a very talented sophomore participant there. Also, it has had some recent prestigious recognitions with recent Smith and Jones and Broadway Dallas High School Musical Award nominations for the production of Tuck Everlasting. Also have a couple of other updates. Cowboys United. On March 29th, the Coppell ISD Cowboys United initiative was featured on the front page of the Dallas Morning News. The District Cowboys United campaign has had many successes, including increased kindergarten students compared to this time last year, and 100 new students from limited open enrollment. The expanded limited open enrollment neighborhoods and the second window opened a couple of weeks ago, and the district expects to enroll 70 to 100 more students through these initiatives. Kindergarten Roundup was 2 weeks ago last Thursday. And it's also worth noting that the district shared during its April 13th board workshop that it has reduced its projected budget deficit from $8 million to $2.4 million. And there still is work to be done from what I understand. And then they also, Coppell ISD has some bond updates as well. This summer, Coppell ISD will be working on more bond projects than it ever has in its history, including the remodel of Lakeside Elementary, updates to Coppell Middle School North, construction on the new career and technical education space at Coppell High School, construction on the new Tech High at Coppell space at Coppell High School, and the configuration of the former new Tech High at Coppell to temporarily house Lakeside Elementary. The building will house Lakeside while the school is being remodeled during the 26-27 school year. Lastly, the district will also be selling another round of bonds if anyone in the community is interested in purchasing. Details are available on the Coppell ISD website. And that concludes my reports.
All right, item B is a report on the Coppell seniors, also with Councilmember Nevels.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay, we've got a couple of highlights with the seniors. Bingo and Bingo Breakfast is continuing to grow in participation and popularity. I know it's a big hit among the seniors that I talked to. The Mahjong program has expanded and now utilizes the entire large room due to increased attendance. So if you're interested in Mahjong, come on over to the Senior Center. Annual Mother's Day event was held on May 4th and was a tremendous success, serving 92 senior mothers. During the event, 12 participants from the sewing group took part in a Mother's Day fashion show showcasing handmade items they created through the program. The first ever Senior Center yard sale happened on May 2nd. It was also a success. There were 20 booths and welcomed an estimated 150 shoppers throughout the event. And then currently there are plans for an upcoming Father's Day cookout and Independence Day celebration that'll be happening in the coming months. And I just kind of want to add informally, Councilmember Prem Kumar and I have been regularly attending monthly. First of all, I just want to continue to extend an invitation if any council members would like to join us to network and build relationships with our senior community. You are always welcome. Our meeting is going to be, is it next week? I'll double check. I'll get you guys out the information. And then overall, it really is a joy and a blessing to be able to have really good conversations with our seniors. And what I love about the seniors that we talk to is they are so, they're knowledgeable about what's going on. They care about the community deeply. Even though it's through the district, deeply concerned about the education that the kids receive, even though they may not have kids in the district. Some of them have grandkids in the district, but just overall, it's an incredible blessing to be able to continue to engage our seniors, make sure that we've got our ear to the ground about what they want and desire from the community, and just overall keep engaged with them. So highly recommend, please come to the meeting with us. We'd love to have you. All right, any words, sir? All right, there we go. All right, and then that concludes my report, sir.
Thank you very much. Item number 16 are public service announcements concerning items of community interest with no council action or deliberation permitted. Do we have any public service announcements? Seeing none, item number 17 is necessary action from the executive session, and we do have one item involving the evaluation of the city manager, and I believe Mayor Pro Tem Walker has a motion.
Thank you, Mayor. It's my privilege to move to approve an amended employment contract by and between the City of Coppell and Mike Land to serve as city manager with a 5% base salary increase and to extend the term from 2026 to 2029 under the same terms and conditions. Benefits and deferred compensation will be amended based upon the base salary as amended herein, and authorize the mayor to sign, approved as to form by our city attorney.
Thank you very much, and seconded by Councilmember Carroll. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Walker, Carroll, Nevels, Prem Kumar, Matthew, none opposed, motion carries.
Thank you very much. Therefore, there being no further business before this council, we are adjourned at 8:40 p.m.